How can two words change somebody's life? Well, the answer to that, I would say, has to do with the impact and the quality that those words possess. For the longest time, I wondered what was wrong, what was lacking. You see, I would go around life on a day-to-day basis in constant problem-solving mode. And if you're in constant problem-solving mode, the only thing you're ever going to see, spoiler alert, yeah, I bet you can guess, problems. That's the only thing you're ever going to see. That's what you've quite literally adjusted your brain into, is just to perceive and handle problems. The truth is, and I can say this because I gave myself the hall pass because I also, of course, was guilty of it, is that you're not handling anything. Okay, it's a hydra. You cut off one head, two heads pop up in its place. You solve one problem, there's another problem. And you solve that problem, and there's another problem. And you're putting out this fire, and you're putting out that fire. You see what I mean? It's like the equivalent of being busy all day, but not productive. Okay? Because being busy and being productive aren't the same things. Now, you can be busy, and you can also be productive. But just because you're busy doesn't mean that you're productive. And just because you're solving problems doesn't mean you also aren't creating new ones, even in those solutions. And so again, back to the original premise. How can two words change somebody's life? Because those two words speak to the soul of the person. They speak to the core essence of who they really are. All those problems, all those issues, they melt away in the face of absolute certainty. Absolute certainty of what? Absolute certainty of identity. Absolute certainty of identity. That eradicates all appearances of illusory problems. That's not to say you're not going to have struggles in life, have issues. We're all human beings. We all do the best that we can. But it's one thing to acknowledge the struggle as being for your betterment. And I'll make a separate video about that. That's a lecture in itself. As being for your betterment, okay? To advance you in some way, whether it be your character, whether it be your mindset, okay? Physically, mentally, spiritually, metaphysically, literally, etc., etc., etc. Acknowledge that as being for your betterment, which is a net positive, no matter how hard it may seem. And to go around seeing it as happening to you, as, oh, it's another problem. Oh, it's just this. Oh, it's just always this, right? No, it's not always that. No, it's not. That that opinion right there doesn't exist. I'm gonna do you a favor on that, and I say this with the utmost care. Absolutely. Again, I'll say this. I'll beat a dead horse. There is no condemnation. There is no condemnation in Christ Jesus, and there is no condemnation here. I did the exact same things. I say it with care. That opinion is wrong. You are not the problem. And you are not the one that constantly needs to come up with a solution. I believe that, oh, excuse me, I believe that that's two sides of the same coin. Constantly seeing problems and constantly feeling the need that you have to come up with a solution. Because it puts a lot of pressure on yourself. It's a lot of unnecessary stress that you're taking on. Because you're like, it has to get done. I have to do it. It needs to be addressed. You're constantly like, it's like go, 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 boom, collapse. Go, 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 boom, collapse. And you rest just enough, and I use that term very, very lightly. You rest just enough To slightly recover, and then you do the entire thing over again. To slightly recover, and then you do the entire thing over again. See what I mean? It's very destructive. But at the same time, that destruction can really be a lesson, especially when you see it for what it is, and you're like, you know what? No more. I can't. I can't keep doing this to myself. Something has to give. The straw has to break on the camel's back. You gotta have a come to Jesus meeting, straight up. I'm from, I'm preaching up in here. You gotta have a come to Jesus meeting for real, and see that that is no way to live life. God did not put you on this earth for you to suffer like that. That's not true. You were to recognize who you are, to see what you really are, and what you bring to the table. Not what everybody says you bring to the table. Not what you grew up believing you bring to the table, right? Not what society says you bring to the table. See where I'm going with this? What you, as a child of the Most High, bring to the table. That, that, and that alone is the great adventure of your life. And that adventure is not in any way, shape, or form, by any means, singular. It's almost a multi-phased approach. Funny how the creator makes that unfold. So once you discover it, then you got to implement it. And once you implement it, then you got to tailor it to yourself and your life and your interests. And you got to fine tune it. And it's an iterative process, but it keeps getting better. It keeps getting better and better because you have that genuine fulfillment. You're filled with purpose in the best way. And when it's time to rest, you genuinely rest and you actually recover. And you don't feel guilty for resting, right? I know, especially for me, I always felt like if I wasn't doing something, then I wasn't accomplishing anything. And I felt like that because there was a period in my life where I literally rotted. Like, the meme, like, lay down and rot? Well, it's not a meme, actually. Excuse my language. It's a very real problem in Japan. I'm not making light of that. But it's become a meme, at least in the West. Lay down and rot. Like, I actually did that. 100% don't recommend. Terrible way to live your life. My mental health was destroyed. It was before I gave my life to God. I mean, it was just darkness, man. It was bad. It was very, very bad. But I'll tell you something right now, though. That makes me appreciate walking in the light. When you have knowledge of that darkness, you see how dark it can really get. Man, it makes you smile, just with genuine gratitude, with genuine gratitude at being able to stand in that glorious light. Because it was rough. I'm not gonna lie there, and that really taught me that there are opportunities to go in either direction. There's an opportunity if you wanna waste your life. And I don't say that by some societal metric of generic life advice. Oh, go work 9 to 5 and be a real company man and get the picket fence and et cetera, et cetera. That ain't what this is about. I say that it's wasting your life because you've given up on yourself. You don't know who you are. You let you let the demons win. I know the demons were winning in my life for a time. I'd given up on myself. I was very, very self-destructive, very chasing cheap thrills. Spoiler alert, again, doesn't work. Those things will never fulfill you. They're not designed to do that. That's completely that's an anathema to them. Something that is strictly for short-term gratification and fun is deliberately not intended to be purposeful. And it will never be purposeful. That's not what it was designed to be. Now you can say, oh, well, the powers that be designed it, or the system designed it, or the matrix designed it, etc., etc. That's not the point of this discussion. The point is, the actual essence of those things are fundamentally unfulfilling. They have no longevity to them. They have no shelf life. You're constantly chasing a high that even when you catch it, will never be as good as it was when you first had it. You'll always be chasing that first high. That is not something you want to do for the remainder of your life. It is genuinely tragic when those instances occur. I myself was very, very close to falling down that slope and into the pit myself. Again, no condemnation. Conviction, restoration, redemption, never condemnation. Now, this does relate to the discussion. The two words that changed my life. I am. Now, what was that, you might ask? That was a statement, a declaration, an affirmation of being, confirmation of pure identity, as in I am. I am. Say it with your chest. There's no conditioned thoughts in my mind when I speak those words. I'm fundamentally present. I can exist nowhere but the present moment. Because I am. Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. If I'm not mistaken. To set the scene. Now, it has just been revealed to Moses that he's the man for the job. The Most High has chosen him to lead the people of Israel. And Moses says something along the lines of, now, it should be noted that Moses did not want this task. He did not want this job. He's like, you got the wrong man. Okay, I'm not the man for the job. I have a stutter. I'm a murderer. The people don't trust me. I don't think they like me. I was raised as an Egyptian. I think with all due respect, I think you might be mistaken. I can only imagine I can only imagine the situation. And the Lord said unto Moses, after Moses asked the Most High, okay, suppose I do tell the Israelites that the Lord has sent me, and they ask me, what is his name? And the Lord said unto Moses, I am that I am. I am who I am. You are to tell the Israelites that I am hath sent me unto you. Now go. That is God's name. I am. I am who I am. And I understood that. When I actually sat with it and I experienced that. And I said those words. And I said them with conviction. I said them with knowing. I said them as a child of God, as a son of the Most High, a prince of the kingdom of heaven. Illusion, it's hard to describe. Illusion melted away. Past never was. Future isn't. Only the present is. I was dwelling in the presence of the Almighty because I had aligned myself with Him. I had given myself, I had allowed a space to be opened within me for God to come in and to fill me with the Spirit. Those words of I am, a fundamental declaration of being, of pure awareness for this moment, for right now, for all time, for eternity. I am who I am. You remember those words. Carve them into your heart. Say them. But don't just say it like some robotic affirmation. It's it's so much more than that. You say it as what it really is. That's who you are. That's part and parcel of your being. That is your being. And when that realization really hits you, it's almost as if something magical happens. You begin to see that all that fear, all that pain, all that shame, the machinations of a frail ego that's just trying to protect itself, it is subjugated quite naturally by the pure and raw power of God. The I am that is you. God has given it to each and every one of us. We need only utilize this. We need only remember what we've utilized. As children of the living Father, the Lord has set aside an inheritance for us. We can have that inheritance right now. I am is me. I am is you. There is no separation between man and God. There is no separation between woman and God. There is no separation between child and God. There is no separation with God, in God. There is none. What is there? What there is the fundamental experience of the eternal existence of being as I am. Brothers and sisters, remember this and say it with conviction, with knowing, with faith, with love. And you will see that you too will have a clear and equilibrious mind. And it will be for your betterment and to the glory of God. the highest. God bless each and every one of you.